Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I thought today, why not just do a classic little bit of a discussion, no editing involved, some gameplay in the background, just talk about something I've kind of been thinking about recently and talked to a few people in the community about. So we were on Discord the other day. If you're not already part of the Discord server, you can hop on there, talk to me, other people in the community. There's a link in the description. Just hit that, make an account, and it'll join the server. So like, we were talking about the first civilization and, you know, how that would tie into, you know, an ancient Egyptian setting, and it got me thinking about some old theories and stuff like that, and I thought, you know, I think I've talked about some similar things, but I've never really dived into, this in particular, and I think there's certain things that I want to talk about. So, like, the first thing would be, are we going to see First Civ in Empire? Like, are we actually going to see some First Civ that survive? Because we know from the ending of Revelations, Jupiter tells us that they didn't go extinct from the war and the end of the world. There was still some First Civ left over, far more human, that eventually the First Civ did go extinct. However, there were some still around. So is it possible, because I'm pretty sure they probably lived for a very long time, and it could be possible they've stored themselves. I don't know. We don't really know the entire lore of the first civilization. It's very mysterious still. And so, even though it was 70,000 years ago, and at the time of, ancient Egypt, probably more like, 65,000 years or something like that. However, there could still possibly be some First Civ left over, just lurking about. And I thought, it'd be super interesting if, what if, at the beginning of the game, possibly, mix it up a little bit. If there's a modern day section, you go into one of these tombs right away. That's the beginning. You're going into a tomb and you find this precursor place. You're like, it's happening at the beginning of the game rather than at the end, because, happens every Assassin's Creed game. You play through the game, you get to the end, you go to a precursor tomb. Oh, whoa, crazy. What if that happens at the beginning of the game this time? You go, in the modern day, you're playing as a new character, you're investigating this tomb, you fall into a precursor tomb, and you're like, oh shit, what the hell is going on here? And you, like, see stuff, and, like, these hieroglyphs you've never seen before, maybe, and symbols, and, things that are lost, and things that have been left there, and, like, there once may have been a piece of Eden here, but it's no longer there, and the room feels kind of empty and dead. And, that leads on to then, accessing the Animus. And because the Animus is now something that is given out to the public, and I talked about this in another video. If you want to go check that out, find it on the channel. I was talking about, some modern day idea. I talked a little bit more about it on Kill Connor Club, and we kind of discussed how it would exactly work. But, so you could find this place, and obviously, the Animus now is, it's a public product, just, like, sold by Abstergo. And there's a possibility, you could access this, and the modern day protagonists can access this, and, they're good with hacking or whatever, they can hack into it. So now there's no limitations on it, and you can just access a raw Animus, and that's what they do. They're like, okay, let's hop into the Animus, and let's see what we can find. Because these guys aren't, they're not professionals, they're not, like, archaeologists. It's kind of like an Uncharted style, they're like treasure hunters. They're kind of interested in history. And they're like, right, let's use the Animus to kind of discover what this is. And that's the story of Empire, is then you play as this character in Empire that's then going, and eventually they'll find this tomb that you found at the beginning of the game, and you'll get to see an actual precursor in there. And you met a precursor, and you see the piece of Eden, and then he took it away, and it's like, oh shit. They took the piece of Eden away, and then that would lead on to the next game, is like trying to find the piece of Eden. They could get tracked by Abstergo, etc., etc. Makes it super interesting, and that's a good modern day idea, I think, anyways. Let me know what you think in the comment section, of course. But the thing is, you can actually see a precursor, like an actual one, not a message left behind or anything like an actual real-life living precursor, possibly in one of these temples in ancient Egypt, because it's so old. It's very, very possible this is what happened. And I think another thing that'd be interesting is if, we've got things like the precursor box, Ezio's box, Shay's box, two different boxes, and they're very human, man-made. They don't look like these typical pieces of Eden. And what I thought, and what Tyler thought, and we kind of discussed this, is, is it possible that those boxes, or not necessarily Ezio's box, because we don't really know what's in there, what the box is, but Shay's box for sure, the one that decodes First Civ manuscripts, why would the precursor need to decode their own manuscripts? It doesn't really make any sense. It makes sense that humans would need to decode the manuscripts, and so they were built by humans with instructions from First Civ. So is it possible that in ancient Egypt, you play as a character, you know, you find this First Civ, and you've got all these manuscripts that you can't read, and he helps you to construct a piece of Eden, or, you know, like a new piece of Eden, that allows you to then read these manuscripts, and the piece of Eden that is the box of Eden is actually human created with the help of the first civilization, rather than actually being made by the First Civ, similar to, you know, like the apple, or the sword, or the shroud, or, you know, whatever, those kinds of things. So I think my main point really is that if there's a game set in ancient Egypt, like Empire should be, it really opens up a lot of opportunities for what they can do with the first civilization. Like, there can be a ton of more stuff that they can just do. Like, the stuff that we saw in things like AC1 and Brotherhood was kind of minimal. I don't know why I used 1 and Brotherhood, that's fucking random. But the other games are kind of minimal because, like, it's so recent. But, like, a game like thousands of years ago, like ancient Egypt, there's bound to be more shit that's just been lost through the ages, you know? And I think it'll be super interesting. It gives them way more creative freedom even with their own lore, because there's nothing really established back there. So they can really just do whatever the hell they want. Like, Darby could just go into this and be like, I'm going to make so much First Civ lore, and I'm up for that. Just do it, Darby. Please, just do it. It'd be fantastic. And, you know, I just think that'd be super interesting to see. Like, what do you think we're going to get from First Civ? I think, like, there's so many possibilities, and I think it's very highly likely we'll get to see an actual First Civ in person. Even if we don't, I think there'll be more mention of First Civ, and we might even get to see a First Civ message in this game, because the last one we saw was when? Assassin's Creed 3, I think, because they just haven't really touched upon First Civ very much since then, to be fair. So hopefully we get something back, and we get, you know, something happening, and it can link to the modern day. Like, the whole modern day idea I had, that's there. We talked about in Kill Connor Club. What I'll do is, in the description down below, I'll link the episode of Kill Connor Club where we talked about it, along with the video where I talked about it. On Kill Connor Club, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. There are timestamps in the description of Kill Connor Clubs, so you can skip to the development parts that you want to listen to. So I'll definitely do that down in the description. You guys can check those out and give me your opinions on those, because I go more in depth on it in both of those things in regards to the modern day idea. But this kind of was focusing on what could they do with First Civ. You know, I do think they could develop new technology, and I do think we'll see some actual First Civ, and we'll get some really cool stuff to happen. I really am looking forward to see what they do with that. And Darby has already stated he's got an entire folder of First Civilization lore that he's, like, you know, collected over the years. So hopefully he'll be able to add to that, and he'll be able to write some really cool stories regarding the First Civilization. And even I think it'd be cool to have, you know, memory flashbacks in the style of possibly the memory seals from Assassin's Creed Revelations, but with First Civilization. I think that'd be really cool. We can actually get to see what the First Civ look like, even if it's only short. It can work like those memory seals, or like the Christina memories from Brotherhood, and I think that'd be really interesting. That's something that I've always wanted in Assassin's Creed, but I think that, most of all, I think the First Civ is going to be a huge part of ancient Egypt, especially being, you know, the ancient Egyptian gods and, you know, things like that. You know, working with the First Civ lore, I think it kind of fits hand in hand. In which case, you know, I am super excited. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think we're going to see them? Do you think they're just going to not even be in the game? Like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want to see? I know a lot of people are just like, fuck it, fuck the Space Wizards. I'm like, well, just that's the game, but, you know, just maybe play something else. But that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new for more Assassin's Creed content and other game content, and check out my channel for other stuff. Thank you guys for the support, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Leaping from my places, rivers are flowing red. Now we're defying, now we're uniting. Go watching from the skies. These streets are burning up. They're starting fights here. I'm gonna take it to them all.
Well, boy, better get this to 10 minutes. Might as well. It's a minute off. Fuck it. I'll get it 10 minutes, get a bit more money. If you don't, just click off. You don't have to watch this bit. Like, click off. Like, you don't actually. This extra minute does nothing bad for you. It's okay. I just want a bit more money. Okay, I'll see you later.